posted actually today. That's for the intentions. No distractions. I'm cool. And except, okay, there's my daughter. And I'm actually, boring their room right now. So that's all. And I pass it on to Lauren.
Hi. Yeah, my intentions for this call are well, I did some testing and I brought up like a few different issues, like awkward things that I'd like to see changed, and I also yeah, I wanted to do some changes in the narrative, just in some things that I thought were like awkward with flow. So I wanted to see if I could like plug that in, just kind of like, yeah, see what else I can pick up. And I'm not distracted. I'm here. I like being here. I'm excited to be here, and it feels like a really like excited, high energy call. So, yeah, and that's all. I'll pass it to Marlon.
Hi everyone. So no, yeah, yes, a little bit of distraction because I have plenty of people around me, but it's okay. And so what I want to through this call is just to have maybe an overview of the feedbacks of those who have tested the app and the simulator, and so maybe see what I can do to improve the app. So yeah, that's it. And I pass to nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's okay.
Okay, well let's. I'm sorry, I didn't actually catch any agenda topics off of this. Merlin, did you have any?
No, there's no real new features added to the simulator. I think it's more cool that will bring some features to do in the future, but there there are some things that have like wording, maybe some responsive stuff and like that. Oh, maybe the graph.
There's Jake. There's Jake. Hi, Jake.
The graph? What's the graph?
Hey, what's up, Marco?
It was about that we show only the month on the x-axis of the results. I think we showed just with month step, and now it adapts with 1 or 3 or 6 months. It depends on I think I put a target of a maximum of 20 ticks on x-axis, and so it's variable, something like that. I don't remember well, but I think it's it's that.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So we can talk about the month ticks. Oh, and then we'll pass it to Jake. Intentions, distractions, Jake.
I just love Marco. So anytime I get to talk to Marco, I'm gonna do it. What's up, dude? Distractions. No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. Just yeah, Common Simulator. Anything I can contribute to, love to. I don't really have any distractions right now.
Okay.
And I'll pass it on to Santiago.
Nice. Well, he's still connecting audio. Let's go to Vitor.
Hi guys, I'm having internet connection issues. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you great, actually.
Okay. Intentions. I've been doing a few things in the backend with Santi, and I'm excited to show to you guys and see how the front end is going. And as for distractions, I'm in a rural area now, and I have like radio internet, so things are pretty messy to get connected. It's pretty hard. I don't know who's not gone yet.
Santi.
Santi, no.
Santi, are you there? You want to check in? Intentions, distractions. No, no dice. Oh, he's
Still
typing.
audio.
Okay. Then we can call it. So maybe we start with you, Vitor, with your backend show and tell.
Okay, just 1 second.
I know you're having internet issues. If it's not working out, we can also wait, and we can go through the board.
Oh, no worry, I think I can do it. Okay. I basically, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, there are mainly 3 things that need to be done in the backend. So we need to define the score and make it run well. So like when people get, like when you run a simulation, we need score and need to it to make sense. And we don't want like to every one of them get just good. So what we are thinking is basically create not only the score itself, like the defining the metrics, but defining penalties. So I imagine that we have there are things that we expect that it should not happen, and if those bad things happen, we get less points. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, you broke up a little bit, but we hear you pretty well.
Okay. Okay, so basically, we need to, Santi got the data, so he made a few simulations on many cases, so we can see, we can have like backup data. And then I made a document with suggestions on what should be the penalties, what should be the, what is expected result, and I can share with you guys. I'm just trying kind of have our metrics already, but they are so good. They are like good in almost all the time. And this is not good. So the idea is make some penalties. So if your score, even if your score is good, well, if those penalties criteria got accepted, you get less points. So I imagine that even if your average token price is good, if it goes like below 50% or 30%, like 2 times during the period, you get a penalty, so your score goes down. This is one point that we are thinking for almost all the metrics. And the other point that I would like to discuss too is that create kind of result. So for each metric, it's kind of a binary thing, but for each metric, we not necessarily all of them, but we expect that something happen. Like imagine for the token price, we expect that the final token price is higher than the start token price. So like if it's true, then it's better. So we get like kind of more points for that. So the idea is to define those stuff. I sent you guys the link on the channel. But the idea is to fine tune those. So like fine tune what we expect and then like run on the data that Santi got. So we can basically like we defined the metrics, we tested the data, and then if like we have a lot of bad and good results, then if the distribution is more like sparse, then it's better. And this is one point. The other is like the behavior of the hatch itself that I'm working with. That's kind of connected to, because when we have this car, we will be able to see what's better or not. And that at the beginning, our token price is not as high as it should be. Like if you imagine, you know, like when you see when a token is created, so you imagine that people should buy and that stuff. And then I made some I made some tests, and basically like we have to define these too. So I plan to add in this document as well, like the hypothesis of how we expect the like speculators behave at the beginning. So yeah, it's not that much related to the score. I don't know if you got confused. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. But now I'm confused. Okay,
Okay.
so speculators aren't related to the score, but
Okay. No. Yeah, I was talking on the next point. I was not talking to this car.
okay.
Okay, the general idea of this car is like you can of this car is that you can add just not skipping parts. Sorry, like in this part, you guys can like edit this, so add ideas, and so I expect to have like maybe a call with Griff and Sandy, so we can hit the hammer on that, so and check the scores, and then we have the scores. Then we implement these and we send this to the front end, and that's one part. I don't know if you guys have any question on this part.
Can you make it?
Suggestions?
Can you make it so it's commentable? If you go into the share button and
Oh
then
yeah, sure.
and then I put it in the score thing here.
Yeah, I can put editor as well.
I added it. It's okay. And but I think the most important, people will see it in the Telegram. So you already won. That's where the real winning happens.
Okay.
Does
I
anyone
put
have any?
comments in, so
Does anyone have any questions on the metrics for the score? There's a lot of work going into this. I'll just make a non sequitur. Somebody said that they always get a bad future, and I haven't gotten a bad future yet. I always get the good future.
Me neither. I always got a good future.
Is it random?
yeah, now it's random.
Wow.
But like
You are so lucky, Marco.
Yeah, but you have to change your parameters. If you put like the same parameters twice, the server will just get the last result.
Oh, okay. That might be it. Okay.
But yeah,
If
I think
Santi,
this
do you have
one we
anything?
need a lot of
Do you have anything to add on the
thinking
score,
it,
Santi?
that's it. But like once we make it, we can like. Oh yeah.
No, go ahead, Vitor, and then I just want to give Santi a chance to brag about all his work if he wants.
Oh sure. Then like my idea is that after like make a call and test this data, we'd like hit the hammer and implement this. So these metrics will be in the front end, and then the magic will happen in there.
Great.
And I think that for this card, that's it. Like iterate on this. And then the second issue on the back end is that the model itself is like it's kind of what we talked before, like behavior that at the beginning we have not modeled the token price beginning going up. Like the behavior is kind of the same of the participants. Then the only difference of the beginning is that the hatchers have vested token. But the idea is that we should model it. And I was trying to, yeah, I was make like this curve, like things going up. And I kind of made it, but there are plenty of space for it. Like we can make, we have to define what's the space like, at the beginning, how many people can get in, like from at each day, like from 1 to 100, from 1 to 50. And of course, it will be like random, but we need a space. Like now it's the same. So we can define a space between the vesting of 80% period, for example. And then we can do like pretty much anything that we want. So I put it aside like maybe 3 parameters that we can play with. Actually 4. The one's like, what is the time span that happens? Like it's gonna be like during 100% of the 80% vesting, like the speculation time, let's say. The multiplier of people getting in. So how many people more you get in by time step? Now like the max is 1, but like during this period could be like 20, 50. And then like have speculation time, the people getting in, and then what is the multiplier for people buying? So like how much more times people will buy during the period and how much more time people will sell. So the buys for like the beginning. So at the beginning, people buy more, and then we expect that after a little bit before the vesting is over, people try to sell more. So basically that. And then again, I think it's more of an iterative process. So we can like imagine some initial parameters and then see the results, and then maybe have a call and keep fine tuning it. I made some tests and sent to Griff. I don't know if I can, I think I would not be able to share my screen because of internet limitations, but anyway, we can do mostly anything, but the idea is maybe like get clear of our assumptions and then like document this and then follow it. So like we don't get lost and try something and then we don't know why we're doing that. I think that's the second one. And does anyone have any doubts, any thoughts about it?
Sounds awesome, man. It seems very clear. 4 parameters that you're playing with, and just let me confirm that I got them right. The speculation time relative to vesting, the number of people that can come in, and then the multiplier for people buying and the multiplier for people selling. Are those the 4 parameters?
Yes. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay, this is one point, and like then we go to the third point, is the net head. So our limitation now is that we have overhead in the simulation, because every time you create a proposal, like you have an edge called affinity support, that basically every participant have an affinity randomly assigned to every proposal. So like imagine if you have like 10 participants and 10 proposals, will be like 10 times 10 would be like 100 connections. But if you have like 100 participants and 100 proposals, would be like 100 times 100. So things get really like the complexity explodes. And I don't think that's necessary, because like, again, we can just assume that we have a like max affinity. Like you as a person, even if there's like 100 proposals, you'll not get affinity for like, you're not gonna think on stake on all the 100 proposals. So Griff, I think it's the other issue is the network overhead. I think it's not in this milestone. Oh yeah, go. It's not assigned to me. Yeah, you can put like network overhead and yeah, this one. Well, so basically what you need to do is first like define, set a limit, like how many affinities one person can have for a proposal, something like that. Because then like things go really better when we do the simulation and have more. And then basically we have to stop calculating a few things, like when some proposals get completed or fail, we still count them on the calculations for a few things, and then this will increase the speed. I'm just saying that because when we finish that, we will be able to have more people in our simulation with the same time. So then we can do the part before, that is basically add the mechanism for getting more people for speculating at the beginning and having the commons that we have. That's basically it. I just have one, does anyone have any doubt in this part? Any idea?
No, I think this is a great call. If we can remove some of those connections and speed up the cadCAD calculation, I mean, that's the hardest part about this application, is that waiting time. So
yeah, and then just one last thing that it's more of an idea that we have a few information that are really nice and would be nice to the user. They're like, we are sending to the front end now the number of proposals that got completed, fail, the number of active proposals, number of participants at the end, and maybe we could show this for the user in some way alongside with the results. But that's just an idea, and that's mainly front end work. because it's in there in the API, so you guys can just grab and maybe if it makes sense, do something.
Is that an issue, or should I make one?
I'm not sure. Maybe because I'm not sure if like if makes sense for like for the design things. Also, maybe Marco can say better. Like if there is space in the design for maybe a block with showing numbers as a result as well.
So Marco, just to give some context, for instance, we have a lot of other information besides those 3 graphs. We have the number of people that ever joined. That could be a graph. It could be we could give a couple of metrics like the max number of people that joined, the total number of people that are part of it after 3 years, number of people that left. I mean, we could add more stats. And it's not just in the people. We could say this many proposals were a failure, this many proposals were a success. There's a lot of stuff baked into this simulation that we're not adding to the front end. I think the question is, should we add that information to the front end? Where would we want to? When would we want to do it? Do we want to do it after the public release, before?
Yeah, so first things first, if someone can prepare a Google Sheet with all the data that we can get, and then just send over to me, I will see like how much information there is and how best to structure that information in the front end.
I can
So
do that. I can put in there and
yeah,
show a sample of how the data will be.
and think of all possible data and information that we might get from the simulator. Even if you don't have the sample data, you can't provide it. You know, just put a hint that like we could potentially show this or whatever. Like think of whatever you can, and then send over to me. I will see where we can fit that in. Even if we then maybe just take key data or key information like number of people or something like that, and then display that above as a highlighted information or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you think this is something for the public release, or is it after the public release?
I don't know. Like, is it? I don't know if that's something that's mandatory for the public. I mean, I guess. I guess like the initially we wanted those 3 graphs, and like people will probably understand what's going on. I mean, we could. Let me send the data first. Let's put it in the public release, okay? Put it in the public release milestone, and even if we just do like click on extra information and we do a pop-up or something like that, and just display that will be okay. If we don't get to actually design something or change the design, the front end in a way, put it in the public. Yeah.
And Vitor and Santi, are you guys down to make this sheet of options? And maybe Vitor, you and I could just hang out sometime and hack it together.
Yeah, sure, I think Vitor said that he could prepare. I think you can assign him to this one, right, Vitor? I mean,
yeah, sure. Yes, you can.
I love GitHub issues so much. They make me so happy. Anyway, I'm broken. Cool. Well, Vitor, is there any other? I mean, great work this week, man. This is a lot of work. And I'm sure Santi was very helpful as well around this. There's a lot of work. Did you have anything else you wanted to share about the backend?
I think that's it.
Okay, great.
No,
maybe
I think that's it. I think just Santi got someone else too, but he can talk about it.
Santi, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Yeah, hi everyone. I just wanted to share my screen. Is it possible?
Yeah.
Just let me check here. All right. All right, can you see it now?
Yep.
Yeah, Cool. So yeah, well, so basically last week I just implement, or let's say I just created a notebook that can run all these different experiments, so we can get like data from many different use case or common cases from different using different parameters. So we can have like data so to analyze the scores and how the commons use or the model behaves. So yeah, after that, then I also built this. I'm currently building this small dashboard thanks to YGG for showing us the last week this awesome library. So basically, I am trying to have this dashboard that will allow us to have a brief summary of how the commons is behaving and what the final score will be for each case. So for example, we can have like different views in terms of funding pool, token price, or sentiment, and also different set of experiments that I run. For example, by changing the hatch tribute and proposals of hatchers. And we can see an overall view, or also you go a bit deep into or to a specific simulation and see what are the how the metrics are behaving. For example, here are some of the metrics that are Bitter already implemented last week, and I put it here in the dashboard. And we also have like an overall view of what's the scores of each simulation is getting. Yeah. So yeah, I'm finishing this today, and I hope to then jump into a call with Bitter and Griff and see how we can implement also these penalties into the final scores. Yeah, and see if we can have like a final version for the public release. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is so beautiful. I can't say I understand everything that's on the screen right now, but and I assume that most people are in that boat. But this looks so cool, man.
Yeah.
And it looks. I love that you can break out each score individually and that it's here. I think it'll be really interesting for the people in cadCAD that are digging into it. It is very interesting, you know, putting metrics to these things. But do you guys think that we'll be able to connect some version of the score to the front end, like even if it's not perfect or something, so that it's not a random thing, but it actually does correlate to the graphs for this next release?
Yeah, I also implemented this class. I think it's in here. So for example, I have this Python class in here. So in this case, I implemented all the metrics that Bitter defined last week in different methods. So at the end, we can just like plug and unplug each of these metrics in whatever way we want it. And at the end, the backend will be running only this function called run that goes through all the methods in this class, and it returns the final score at the end.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I just need to plug this into the backend and return. Yeah, and basically the front end will get like the final score.
It would be really. I mean, if you guys think that's possible to do this week, it'd be really cool to have the score not be a random number for the next release, if that's possible.
Yeah. I think it's possible to do that. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's awesome. Then I'll just add that to our little issues. And is there anything else you want to talk about this? I mean, this score work, I just have to hand it to you guys. This was a lot of work. So thank you guys for killing it on that. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about the back end though?
Not from my side. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Then maybe I'll pass it to Merlin for some front end updates.
Yeah. There's no real huge front-end update as we tackled most of issues 2 weeks ago. And so with Fabio, we were mostly waiting for feedbacks so we can improve the UX, UI, stuff like that. There is only some changes on, for instance, the graph and or we show the result, and but that's it. And on the responsive side too, because there was some overlapping text at some point, and but now it seems fixed. But if you have any I don't know if you try on your mobile or stuff like that and you see something weird or I know Fabio did a great work about that, but maybe there's still some issues. So please just create some issues or stuff like that with a screen, and then it would be okay. And we are waiting for maybe some graph just to show on the result page. We want to show some maybe what a good graph should be, and but I think we should wait maybe for to implement the score before, and maybe take the graph related to the simulation was the best score. But I think that's it. There's not really much to say about that. Um,
Sorry,
I'm
Merlin, can you repeat that? Do you think we should hold off on adding the score until we have the graphs of good scores?
yeah, on the result page, someone could there's a small button just to see what a good graph should be, but maybe if we have the score, I mean, we can implement it this weekend. If the back end is okay, maybe I could do that this weekend, and maybe with trying with a lot of simulation and taking screen with the one that bring the best score. It could be a small competition around us, but I think it's just to maybe have the best graph for now, and in the future, if we have other if we have a better graph, then we can change the image. But
Yeah.
for now, we don't have any. So
Well, Santi, do you think that you could help Merlin with this? Actually, you're already signed to these issues for this graph. Like, is there a way to generate these graphs, or at least generate the data for the graphs in a faster way than actually having to use the application and screenshot? Like, if like Merlin, if Santi gave you data, would you be able to just make that look like these graphs and we use that?
yeah, sure. If I have all the input, then I run the simulation, and I think I would just take some screen of the graph and just crop them so that it's all everyone has the same size, and it would be fine. I mean, I guess at least. Yeah.
Santi, what do you think about this?
Yep. Sorry, I just missed the last part. Which graphs are you talking about?
In fact, on the result page, when we show the result of the simulation, then there is a small link that tell, hey, this is what should look a good graph on this.
Oh yeah.
And then we should show an image of this graph, But for now, as we don't have any images, we can just show random images from from simulations, but maybe it's not really good simulation. So
Yeah, if I may just jump in here. Right now, there is a link, and when you click on that link, it just opens a pop-up, which does provide some explanations on the funding pool, which I think is good enough for this release. And just adding that example charts, that would be awesome. But in my opinion, that shouldn't be a blocker for the public release.
okay,
For a block, it's a blocker for the public release, but not the
Or
next
yeah,
one.
whatever release this one is called. Community, exactly, community.
oh, so maybe we can just create, yeah. So if it's for the next release, then
So the next release is the community release?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
okay, fine.
Who's shooting over there? Someone is shooting. I hear guns.
It's not me.
All right,
Jake,
all right.
like he has some guns. I don't know. Anyway, I meant muscles more. But anyway,
Yep.
well, I was gonna say Merlin and Santi. It does sound like maybe you guys need to just have like a co-working session and hack this out at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
yeah, we're gonna plot some graphs in there, right? Or you just need an image of what would be like a good for funding pool, for example.
yeah, I think your call is maybe overkill, because you just need to send me the input, and I just have to put that on the simulation on the client side, and then that's okay. I can do the overworks. So whenever you have some results about a good graph and stuff like that, you can send me on Telegram. I don't know what you prefer.
Okay, cool.
Think it's enough. And I saw plenty of issues about the mobile, and it's mostly UI things stuff. So I think with Fabio we will try work on it this week or this weekend. I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well then, let's dive into the board because there is a lot of stuff that can happen here. So I'll filter by. Well, actually, there were some. Well, let's just check on the issues that are blocking the release. So the results screen, we're saying that this is that we're going to move the create graphical explanations and move these to the other milestone, the public release. So those are done. That's nice. That was fast.
Hey, Griff, can you switch
I'm
tab? We're not seeing your Zen
Oh, you're
Hub.
not seeing my screen? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I mean, I see your screen, but not Zen Hub. So if you can switch the tab or something, or I
Ooh,
don't
what
know.
screen do you see?
I see the common simulator screen.
Interesting.
Or maybe
Okay.
is it just me, or I don't know.
No, I'm sure.
I can't see to the Zen app screen.
Let's try again. Said my shared screening was paused for some reason.
Yep, now we do.
Okay, so finish the results screen. Honestly, that feels like, I guess this also just got moved to the public release. Token price should be increasing more at the beginning. You're still working on this, but you did get it to work, right? Like, Now-
Actually, no, yeah, that's what I was talking like now, that we need to define that 4 parameters to have a bigger up at the beginning.
Yeah.
Kind of a speculating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still
So
work in progress.
Okay. What do you think? What's blocking that? You say you need to define those 4 parameters. Is there a when do you think this will be able to get done?
Well, I think we can do this this week. Like we can define, make it run, and then like getting the results well are simple. Like we need to define the hypothesis, change the parameters. It's just like changing the parameters. And then I just need to, like, this is tied with the network overhead because we can make it work, but then it will take more time and then we need to fix the other one. So like I can make it like this week, but network overhead might take a little bit more time. But maybe I think I can do those 2 this week. I think
Okay.
it's doable.
Okay.
And
Very
yeah,
cool.
and yeah, and this on saving data, I was not focusing on this, but yeah, it needs to be done too. I think it can be done this week too.
Okay.
I can take care of that one if.
Okay, yeah, it would be
Yeah.
better. I think you're more of a web dev.
Yeah, that's related with the other thing. Yeah.
Okay, that would be good.
Thank you so much, Santi, for speaking up. Really appreciate that, man. That's huge. And YGG will love it if that happens. Okay, and so then we have determining a final score and adding that score to the backend. I feel like this is basically done for this sprint, but it can be improved. Is that right?
Yeah. The metrics are fine. I think only the penalties, but yeah, it's more improving.
So then I'll just move this. We'll call this done, but out of laziness, I won't close it. We'll just make it make it part of the public release. Shifting the goalposts here. And then that's all we have to do. Although you said that you're also going to do the update the API with the final score metric. Is that the same as the one I just made? Probably.
No. This is that Santi got that object on Python object to put this to send this to the front end because we are now sending the random.
Okay, I'll use this one
I don't
instead of the
know.
one I just made.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'll let you guys close it. Oh, it didn't assign. Something. Okay. User testing. It sounds like you did this, right, Lauren? And Marco?
Yeah, I was testing on my mobile and I've made a bunch of issues about like the things that came up. But I wanted to do some like more testing on the desktop.
Perfect. Well, I wouldn't. And Marco, you did a bunch of testing as well, right?
Yeah, I did testing on a desktop. I did add a couple of new issues today. I guess you can move this to the public milestone.
Yeah.
Because user testing, we should always test. So I would never close this issue.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then disable the conviction calculation of proposals that are not candidates. This is kind of along with the network graph one. Is this something?
Yeah.
Is this Vitor? Is this something that is going to happen in this release?
Yeah. It's together. It's
Okay.
tied up.
Okay. So then I should also get that network one.
Yeah. It's good.
Oh, and guess who's doing it? Okay. Okay, so then we know what needs to be done for the next release. Let's look at some of these new issues. It's so weird that it's not showing up that you're assigned. But... Okay, so we have mobile version level 0, enter your nom. Lauren, do you have anything to say about this?
No, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The E is cut off. I wrote it there.
Okay. Can we? Fabio's not here, but he said that he would be able to work on stuff. I see.
Yeah,
that
I think these are. Yeah, I think these are like small issues where editorial changes need to be done, or just some CSS work that can go in the community release or the next release.
Okay.
So yeah, if possible.
Mobile version name autofill suggestion is linked to Google Pay.
Yeah, I thought it was just so weird.
That is weird. Merlin, would you be willing to look at this one?
Yeah, that's weird. But I don't know if I don't have no. In fact, I can't because I have no Android stuff. Maybe I could try, but I think
I'll
maybe
pass it
I can have another pop-up and just try that, but I'm not sure I will have the same Google Pay pop-up. So
I will. I'll pass it to Fabio. I bet he's got an Android.
yeah, I send me two so I can
Okay.
just check and see what's going on, because
Yeah.
maybe we can fix it on Android, but on Apple stuff it's the same. So
yeah, that's crazy. Great catch, Lauren. Thank you for making this issue. This is that's very embarrassing. It's a lifesaver there. Let's see, Hatcher screen, awkward horizontal movement.
Yeah, so this one I can describe. Basically, it's just like when the screen first opens and then you try to change the bar. When you try to slide the bar, it like moves the whole page, and you can't separately move the bar until you like zoom out, and then it's completely off center.
Merlin, would you be down to take this one?
yeah, can try.
The issue with I'm just testing the issue that opens Google Pay, and I think it's an easy fix because the keyboard just needs to trigger something else. I mean, it's so Android thinks that the input field is the input field for entering payment information. Instead, it should just we should tell Android that this input field is for text only.
Okay, get it.
So if you know how to do that, then I think you can fix it.
Yeah, maybe just
tell the input field to accept text only.
Yeah.
Okay, I made a comment there.
Thanks.
Let's see. Mobile version selecting hatchers via levels menu lands on the wrong page. Oh man, you are a great tester, Lauren. Thank you for finding that. And looks like Fabio already took it, or did you assign Fabio, Lauren?
No, he assigned himself.
Okay, cool. So he's on it then. Okay, so just lots of small mobile version conviction voting page opens up zoomed in. Merlin, would you be willing to check that one out? Sorry, you're here, so
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here. When you first.
Yes,
Oh,
it does
okay.
open zoomed in.
Yeah.
So basically, it's it does not open like 100% scale. It opens like, I don't know, maybe 130. So you have to actually pinch and zoom out to see the whole graph
Okay.
and the whole page. Yeah.
great. Mobile version, exit tribute page, awkward horizontal movement. This is the
Yeah.
same. Okay, yeah.
Same as Hatchers.
Merlin, wait, were you the one who was assigned to that, or did Fabio assigned to that? I can check.
I think it's me, but I'm not sure. Let me check too.
Yeah, it's you. Okay, cool. So I'll throw you on this one as well, since it should be the exact same fix as the other one. Okay. And cool. And then add link to watch intro again. Ooh, that's
That's the one that I added. Yeah. So maybe that's for the public release. Just after the intro, put the link to watch the intro again if someone wants to. Just that.
Sure. Well, I won't assign anyone to it because if it's for the public release, we can leave it be. Cool. Well, I think that's everything. Let's just see what it looks like now. Sorry, I have a car alarm.
Oh, there's no worries, Griff. There's just I think one more issue that I added today, or two issues, not sure. But we can handle them next week. I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of them. It's the pop-up for pop-up styling for exiting, and another one for switching the levels. Like if you go level back. So if user goes back a level, yeah, exactly that one. So we should just inform user that the parameters that they previously set will be reset, so that they are aware of that.
Okay. Nice.
And the second one is the the pop-up modal that we use for exiting, like confirmation pop-up. Just want to make sure that we style it according to the designs. That's all.
Ooh, pretty. Okay, nice. That's great. Well, it looks like Fabio already won the
Yeah,
skill.
he already assigned himself to those. That's great.
Making his presence known without even showing up. What a
guy.
Cool. I do see this other one, fix readme. Vitor, do you want to say anything to this?
Oh, yeah, just that stuff. Just because the README now that shows if you want to run it locally, it's wrong for the folder. Just for like in case of we do public release and people want to try to do some changes, they will not be like following the README. It's not going to be right. Yeah, but for the public release, it's okay. Like doesn't affect the website, but if people want to look at the code, it's better to be.
Yeah, absolutely. This is also a gift to the community too, so I think it's a great call to fix the README.
Sure.
Cool. But it's definitely a public release. Well, cool. Let's just see what our milestone looks like now. Let me move some of these new issues that I didn't move. Cool. Well, do you guys think that you can, this is mostly Fabio, Merlin, and Vitor and Santi. Do you guys, the engine, do you guys think that you guys can get this done before Friday?
Friday. I'll try. Yeah, as it's my last week in my company, I have plenty of things to do, but I'll try to do my best.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Well,
if I cannot, I will tell Fabio to help me maybe if you have you have more time.
thank you.
But I try.
Thanks, Merlin. And you know what? Totally cool, man. Like, enjoy your last week of work, and I'm sure that you'll have to have lots of beers with people on these things. What about Santi, Vitor? Do you think that you guys will be able to get your stuff done by Friday?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Sure. I think it's pretty doable. Like I think I feel stuff we will need more refinement for the public release, but for the community release, I think we can make it.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds great. Well, then let's target for the community release to happen like before the next call. That's the goal. So what it'll look like is when you guys say you're done and it's all merged to master, we'll have the same process. Marco, Danny, and I will just give the thumbs up, and then we'll start pushing it on Telegram. So the idea is this next round is on Telegram, and then the round after that, we'll have a blog post ready, and we'll put it on Twitter.
Great.
Cool.
Okay, cool, guys.
Very cool.
Well, great call, and always good to see you guys.
Yeah, great call.
Very cool.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Hey, you
guys.
guys do fantastic work.